Hi everyone, I'm PJ and this episode of Property Focus is all about personality, the kind you can hang on a wall. I'm here to meet Sharon, a wonderfully creative artist who turns cow skulls into stunning decorative art. Trust me, these pieces bring a whole new kind of heart to a home. Whether you're into rustic charm, bold statement pieces, or just love beautiful craftsmanship, this episode is full of warmth, creativity, and surprise. And brilliant. Welcome to Property Focus. We've got Sharon Philipa. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome.
Good.
Happy to have you.
Glad to be over here.
Yeah.
Briefly introduce yourself.
My name is Sharon Philipa. I'm the founder of Skulls Kenya. We basically transform ethically sourced cow skulls to works of art.
Now, this business idea, how did you come to, skulls? I mean, that's a bit out of the ordinary, right?
Yeah.
So, what was your interest? How did you start this?
I think it started more from a frustration. I have a background in interior design, and I found that most of the art pieces and wall hangings were mass-produced and are mostly being imported from China. So I wanted to create something that had cultural identity and that could also be used in contemporary spaces. So something unique, bold, that has cultural identity, belongs to us. Yeah.
So you've got a lot of interesting pieces over here. How do you choose the materials? How do you go about that? Resins, wood, glass?
Each piece has a story and the materials will depend on the story. Like I use mirror on this piece right behind us. It gives a story of fragments and how different pieces can come together to create a whole. I also use a lot of beadwork to promote Maasai artisans, and beadwork is part of our culture. It shows beauty and vibrancy. The materials will depend on the design and the story that I want to tell.
So you've got both residential and commercial clients. How do you commission both of them? How do you choose or set the prices?
Residential clients, it's more of an intimate experience. They want to feel an emotion with the skulls that they choose, and they want to connect to it. So the price will depend on the complexity of the design they choose, the size of the skull, basically the design that they choose. For business, they tend to like the larger skulls. The skull will create more of a focal point in the space. So the skull they choose also most of the time is custom because it has to represent the brand's identity and the story that they wanted to tell. So the prices, they vary, just depending on the size and the complexity of the design chosen.
Now, take us through from idea till finished product, till you arrive to something like this. When you get the skull, all of that.
When I get the skull, as I said before, it depends on the story that I want to tell. So for, let's say, the floral skulls, the story I want to tell there is the skull itself is a hard material, it's a bone, and I want to create a balance of softness and hard. So I will create the flowers, I'll put the beautiful beadwork. So that tells a story of balance. So each skull has a different story and a different process in the making.
So you get the skull from the market. Do you have somebody, do you have a plug for this? How do you go about this?
I do have a plug in the local slaughterhouses. They produce meat for our country every day, and usually they will just throw the bone, the skull, and let it rot. So my whole thing is about bringing it back to life. So I go there and I'm able to pick the ones with the best heads and the best shape of horns, and I begin from there.
So you get the bone, then now you bring it to the studio. What then happens there?
Okay, actually I get the bone first, and then it goes through a whole process of cleaning and treating and drying just to disinfect it and to make sure that it lasts longer in the homes. So then when it comes here, it has to be sanded to make a very smooth base for the artwork that goes on top. So then is when I start with the ideas and I experiment with different paints, different colors, different materials, and see what comes from it.
Based off the designs that you have, what's edgy, how to be muted, how do you balance all of that?
Okay, so my value is, I would say, elegance. So I always add a little bit of edge, but not too much, because I want the pieces not to shout or to scream. I want them to just belong in the space. So yes, I add edge, but I try to create a balance, where it's not too much.
Okay, well, sawa. We're gonna take a short commercial break. When we're back, we've got more with Sharon on these skulls. Stay tuned. And welcome back to Property Focus. Joined with us, we have Sharon, who is bringing back life to skulls with Skulls Kenya. Welcome back to the show, Sharon.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Now you were telling us about the projects that you have. Tell me about a complicated one that just really gave you a challenge.
I would say some clients come with really crazy ideas, and I'm not sure how it's going to look. But it's more of a collaboration, I would say. So there are challenges I faced where maybe I don't think the design will work, maybe they really want it, but in the end, the client is right. And it's a piece that speaks to them, you know? So I try to balance the expectation with design that actually works. And in the end, I take them through the process step by step, and we always create something that's works for both of us, works for them most importantly.
Any lessons, let's say, that you've learned from this, from any challenge that you've had before, that's happened before?
When you're having custom pieces, it's best to include the client in the process. So you can't just listen to the requests and then create what you think is in your head, because people have different perspectives. So you have to guide them with every step, send a picture, invite them to the studio, let them see the process, and let them guide you.
Okay.
So that helps.
So sustainability seems to be in everybody's mind. How do you source materials? How do you limit waste?
Okay. The whole ethos of Skulls Kenya is based on sustainability, because the skulls would otherwise be left to rot, but I'm able to take them and to give them another use, to create art in it and to make it useful for the houses. So that is a sustainable cause. Some of them come broken already, but I still don't want them to go to waste. So I also collaborate with a metal artisan who collects scrap metal from wasteland, and he's able to weld them together to create the horn pieces. So that's another way that we are sustainable in Skulls Kenya.
So you're not killing any cows?
We're not killing any cows. No cow has died for the sake of Skulls Kenya. Meat has to be produced. And so after they get the meat, then usually they trash the bones. But then I'm able to go and select before they trash it, and then I'll bring it back to life.
How do you go about charging for your skulls?
Depend on the size, complexity of the design. Some skulls come from Kenya, but others come from Uganda, especially the Ankole ones. So those ones tend to be more pricey because of the transportation and all the logistics involved with bringing them here. So there's not really one price for all of them. It all just depends.
Very well answered, by the way. In terms of trends, what trends are you seeing in your space?
People moving more into African art that holds cultural identity.
Yes.
Because most of the time we just see generic art in spaces, but I've noticed people are moving more into conscious and intentional artwork in their spaces. Okay. Yeah, including the skulls.
All right. So if it's one material that you could work with for the rest of your career, what would that be?
I would choose beads.
Beads?
Yeah, because beads tell a story.
Yes.
They're part of our tradition. Many African traditions use beadwork. They add texture, they add vibrancy. So with that one, I can do different designs with different colors on different parts of the skulls. It's very versatile. I can do anything with beads. Yeah.
For anybody who wants to put up a skull in their space, what do you advise them?
I would ask them what story do they want the skull to to say, especially when they're not there. Because these skulls are more conversation starters. When somebody enters the space, they're masterpieces. So when somebody sees it, what story do you want to communicate through the skull if you're not able to communicate by yourself? So think about that. Yeah.
Okay. In terms of collaborations, you've got the metal artisans that you're working with. Are you seeing a future with more local artisans and entrepreneurs in your space?
Yes, for sure. I do work with other artists because I have my own creative style. But other artists also have their own creative style. So we use the skull as a canvas, and the artists are able to create different designs. I also plan to work with more artisans, especially the Maasai beaders. Yes, because they help me create different shapes and forms, colors and designs of beads. So yes, I am open to collaborations.
Okay, brilliant. Future for Skulls Kenya?
I would love Skulls Kenya to get a global audience and to take Kenya to the world.
Well, thank you very much for hosting us at your studio. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
But show me a bit more. I still want to see a bit more, and I'm sure our viewers want to see as well.
Okay, of course.
Yeah? Let's see some of these over here. I like this here.
Okay.
This is quite nice. Interesting. What's the story with this one?
This is actually made from broken glass bottles. So that's also part of the sustainability. We don't waste anything. So I tried to get red bottles and the orange color. The point was for it to reflect, especially if it's directly hit by the sun, then the reflection brings out the red and the yellow all over the room. For the horns, this skull actually came broken, but I did not want to waste it.
Okay.
So I collaborated with a metal artisan who was able to weld small pieces of wire and the bicycle.
This is wire.
Yeah. And the bicycle gear.
Gear.
To create the shape and the form.
Is it heavy?
This one is heavy because of all the metal.
Because of the metal.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. I like the design over here.
Thank you.
So the client specifically asked for something like this.
Exactly. The whole idea of the mirror pieces, it's a story of fragmentation. How different pieces of different shapes can come together and create a whole. It's just the same as a human being. But then this was a custom piece. The client actually had an anklet on her leg that was this exact design. So she wanted something that's emotional to her. She's had it for a very long time and she wanted it at the base of the skulls. And then blue is her favorite color. So we decided to create a gradient. So every piece is one of a kind. Yeah.
It's quite interesting. I like this as well. This is also quite cool.
Thank you.
The silver.
Yes.
Fragmented pieces coming together.
Yes.
And this is also quite nice, actually.
One of our first designs. At the beginning, the main design was to have beadwork at the center. Yeah, it's kind of like a headpiece for the skull.
For the skull.
Yeah, so sometimes the simpler, the more impactful.
Yeah.
So it depends on your taste and your preference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there anything you learn about these skulls, about the cow or the bull when you're working with them, or?
In our culture, cows are seen as a sign of wealth. So even as I try to bring them back to life, you can always feel the spirit of, and the respect that goes into the cow. These pieces are, I would say they're about balance because the form of the skull and the bone itself is a hard piece. So putting the flowers and the beadwork kind of soften it. They tell a story of the balance of life, I would say.
There's a quiet bravery in Sharon's work, the patience to listen to what an object wants to be, and the skill to help it become that thing. Watching her transform cow skulls into soulful art felt like watching a memory get a new voice. Pieces that ask to be noticed, to spark a conversation, to hold a place in somebody's life. From your sofa to Sharon's studio, it's a reminder that beauty often begins with paying attention. Thank you for sharing the journey with us. I'm PJ. Have a good evening.